My name is Margaret and I'm 68 years old. I have lived a life many would call quiet and uneventful, especially in recent years. After losing my husband over a decade ago, I found comfort in routines that never changed. Morning tea by the window, afternoons in the garden, and evenings spent with an old book or a phone call to my daughter miles away. I had accepted the stillness that had crept into my days. I thought my story was winding down, that new chapters had closed, and the past was simply something to remember. But life, as it always does, has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. One late afternoon, as the sun was beginning its slow descent, casting a warm amber glow across the neighborhood, I noticed a moving truck parked across the street. The for sale sign in front of the house had finally been replaced by a sold tag, though the new owners hadn't yet settled in. A man was struggling to carry a large, awkward box up the front steps. He was alone, and the effort showed on his face. Without thinking much about it, I grabbed my cardigan and stepped outside. "Do you need a hand with that?" called out. He looked up, surprised but grateful. "I would really appreciate that, thank you." His name was Jeremy, a man in his 40s, kind and soft-spoken, who had recently moved here to take care of his aging father. We carried the box together inside, the conversation flowing easily as though we had known each other for years rather than minutes. Over the next few weeks, Jeremy and I found ourselves talking more often. Sometimes I'd be outside pruning roses when he'd wave hello from his porch. Other times, he'd bring me coffee from a nearby cafe as a small thank you for lending a hand. Our talks weren't deep or heavy, just warm, honest, human. I found myself looking forward to his visits, feeling a spark of connection I hadn't realized I missed. One day, he approached me with a question that surprised me. "Would you like to help me turn the backyard into a vegetable garden? I'm terrible with plants, but I hear you have a green thumb." The idea of working in the soil again, sharing that space with someone, sparked something inside me. It had been years since I'd felt this kind of anticipation. Together we spent afternoons digging, planting, and tending. The garden flourished, and so did I. With each seed planted and each weed pulled, I felt my spirit growing lighter, my heart opening just a little more. Jeremy never treated me like an old woman to be pitied or overlooked. Instead, he listened to me with respect and laughter, encouraging my stories and my dreams, no matter how small. Sometimes, as we worked side by side, I found myself thinking of the years I had buried beneath quiet grief and routine, the years I hadn't believed there could be new beginnings for someone like me. Sunday dinners soon became a tradition. Jeremy brought fresh ingredients from the farmer's market, and I cooked old recipes, dusting off memories and savoring the comfort of familiar flavors. I even began writing again, something I'd stopped after my husband passed. In my journal, I wrote about hope, renewal, and the unexpected joy of companionship. One evening, sitting on the porch under the stars, Jeremy turned to me and said, "You've given me more than just your help or your garden skills. You've given me a home." And I realized in that quiet moment that he had done the same for me. This story is not one of romance or sudden passion. It is a story of human connection, the kind that heals, nurtures, and reminds us that no matter our age or our losses, life always has more to offer. Margaret's journey taught me that kindness, presence, and a willingness to show up for someone else, or for ourselves, can light the way back to joy. Now, my days are no longer just quiet routines but moments filled with meaning. I wake with gratitude and go to bed hopeful. It is never too late to bloom again.